You are sitting at a desk right now, staring at a glowing rectangle. Your brain feels like mush, yet your body hasn't moved in hours. Deep down, you know this existence is profoundly unnatural. So you ask yourself the ultimate escapist question. What did we actually do all day before jobs existed? Popular culture sells us a pathetic, romanticized lie. We imagine our ancestors lounging in caves, occasionally picking a berry, just staring at the clouds, waiting for time to pass. The brutal truth? That version of humanity would have died instantly. Ancient humans were apex predators. They were hyper-efficient engineers and relentless survivors. And they experienced a specific neurological state every single day. A powerful chemical cocktail of total focus and pure reward. A state that your modern 9-to-5 job systematically destroys. We will reveal exactly what that missing trigger is. But first, you need to understand how an ancient day began. Imagine waking up without a blaring digital siren. You wake to the slow, creeping warmth of the actual sun. There is no snooze button. There is no dread of the morning commute. There is only one immediate, brutal KPI for the day: hunger. You didn't work for a paycheck to buy food 2 weeks later. Your work was the food itself. Think about your morning commute. It is a passive, mind-numbing transit from box A to box B. Your brain goes on standby. The ancient commute was a high-stakes puzzle. Moving through the landscape wasn't transit, it was tracking. Every broken branch, every shift in the wind was raw data. You were constantly reading the environment, processing thousands of microsignals per second. Your mind was entirely engaged with the physical world. Today, we simulate this pattern recognition by doom scrolling, feeding our brains useless digital noise, because we lack the real-world stakes our minds were built for. Then came the core of the day, the acquisition of calories. Whether hunting or gathering, this wasn't a leisurely stroll. Gathering required an encyclopedic knowledge of botany, knowing exactly which root cured an ache and which killed you. They memorized hundreds of species, seasons, and terrains. Compare that to navigating aisle 4 at the supermarket. You grab a plastic-wrapped box without a single conscious thought. And when it came to the hunt, the contrast is violent. The chase demanded absolute physical exertion and adrenaline. Every muscle firing in a life or death calculus. And then the culmination, the success. The reward was immediate, physical, and life-sustaining. This is where that secret chemical cocktail flooded the brain. Compare that feeling to sending a spreadsheet to your boss. Your brain registers zero tangible survival value in that action. That is why you feel empty at 3 p.m. When ancient humans returned to camp, work was done. They didn't take their work home. They brought the result home. The afternoon was radically different from our modern concept of free time. They didn't sit in front of screens. They crafted. Tool maintenance, repairing clothes, building shelter. 200. It was active, purposeful rest. And then came the most crucial part of the day, the fire, the stories, the intense social bonding. Gossip wasn't toxic, it was the glue of human survival. Knowing who to trust, who was slacking, who was leading. Today, we come home and isolate ourselves in drywall boxes. We watch fictional tribes on Netflix because we have outsourced our own community to digital avatars. This profound disconnect ruins our ability to rest. Ancient humans went to sleep physically exhausted. Modern humans go to sleep mentally fatigued but physically restless. It is the ultimate paradox of modern civilization. We have engineered away all the physical pain of survival, and in doing so, we have engineered out the joy. We traded direct action for abstract, endless tasks. In the ancient world, a task had a clear end. In the modern office, the inbox is never actually zero. This brings us back to that missing chemical trigger, the open loop we mentioned at the start of this video. What exactly was happening in their brains that isn't in yours? It comes down to a specific neurobiological feedback mechanism, Scientists call it the effort-driven reward circuit, and understanding it is the ultimate hack for modern life. Your brain evolved to reward you for moving your body to survive. When you physically exerted yourself to find food or build shelter, your brain released a massive, stabilizing flood of dopamine and serotonin. This wasn't just to make you feel temporary joy. It was a deep survival mechanism to guarantee you would do it again tomorrow. Now, look at the modern equation. You get the ultimate reward, calories, comfort, entertainment, without an ounce of physical effort. You tap a glass screen, and a hot meal arrives at your door. It feels like magic to us, but to your primitive brain, it is a terrifying glitch. You are short-circuiting the very system that makes you feel alive. The brain receives the reward, but registers no physical output. This creates a massive neurochemical void. We label this void as modern lethargy, depression, or burnout. But here is the radical truth you need to accept. You are not tired because you are doing too much. You are exhausted because you are doing too little of what actually matters. Too little physical exertion, too few real-world stakes, too few tangible tasks that require your bare hands. So how do we escape this invisible prison? We cannot go back to the savannah to hunt mammoths, but we can absolutely hijack our ancient biology right now. You must start artificially injecting the ancient day into your modern routine. Step 1. You need tangible friction. Stop paying for every single convenience. Chop your own vegetables. Fix that broken chair yourself. Force your brain to connect physical effort with a completed, visible result. Step 2. Recreate the physical stakes of the hunt. A light jog on a treadmill while watching Netflix is not enough. You need moments of intense, heart-pounding physical exhaustion. Lift heavy things. Sprint until your lungs burn. Send a profound physiological signal to your body that you are fighting to survive. Step 3. You must reclaim genuine social friction. Stop curating your life through text messages and filtered posts. Look people in the eye. Have difficult conversations. Share a meal in person. And finally, the most difficult step of all. You must starve your brain of cheap dopamine. Your dopamine baseline is currently ruined by constant, passive scrolling. You cannot feel the subtle joy of existence until you silence the digital noise. The moment you stop passively consuming, a shift happens. The ancient hunter inside you wakes up. The brain fog lifts. The anxiety dissipates. You replace hollow fatigue with deep, satisfying exhaustion. You are no longer drifting through an abstract, endless workday. The modern world is a maze designed to keep you sedated, fed just enough synthetic comfort to keep you producing spreadsheets. It is a comfortable cage. But you were not built for a cage. You were engineered by millions of years of brutal, unforgiving reality to overcome, to build, to survive. It's time to stop fighting your own biology. Align with it. Seek out the unnecessary, difficult physical task. Embrace the cold. Embrace the heat. Allow yourself to feel actual hunger before you eat. Remind your nervous system what it feels like to be alive. Jobs are a tiny, recent invention in the span of human history. They pay the bills, but they are not your purpose. Your true purpose is action. When you implement this, the meaningless stress of the office disappears. A delayed email no longer feels like a tiger attack because you have finally satisfied the ancient program running in the background. The choice is incredibly simple. Continue to outsource your existence and fade into lethargy, or reclaim the brutal, beautiful mechanics of your own body. The era of passive comfort has ruined us. The only cure is deliberate, intense effort. Once you realize this, everything changes. The modern illusion shatters, and you finally see the path forward with radical clarity.